The most chilling encounter at Skinwalker Ranch. Among the many terrifying events at Skinwalker Ranch, one of the most chilling was a close encounter with a UFO above the area known as Shark's Tooth. Captain Taylor and another crew member were collecting electromagnetic data from a helicopter. As they reached their first observation point at 750 meters altitude and began flying level, a sudden alarm rang out inside the helicopter, warning them they were only 12 meters above ground. Startled, they looked down. Everything looked normal. They were clearly flying high above the ground. The team on the ground confirmed their coordinates were accurate. So what had triggered the low-altitude warning? As previously mentioned, there are things in the ranch invisible to the naked eye. Taylor suddenly realized something invisible must have been flying just 12 meters below them. The helicopter mistook it for the ground, triggering the alarm. Thankfully, the alarm soon stopped. However, when they ascended to another altitude and leveled off again, the same alarm blared once more. This time, everyone on board understood. They were likely being tracked by an invisible UFO. Though the encounter ended without harm. Since extraterrestrials typically avoid attacking humans, the 3 crew members were left drenched in cold sweat. Skinwalker Ranch, where invisible beings lurk. Dr. Taylor and his research team discovered the presence of invisible entities on the ranch. Perhaps cloaked UFOs or beings from another dimension. To explore further, they invited a Jewish rabbi, a spiritual figure similar to a priest, hoping his perspective might shed light. The epicenter of paranormal activity is the mysterious Site 2. The rabbi claimed that a native Earth spirit resided there, and that he could attempt to communicate with it, summoning the spirit of the land. After surveying Site 2, the rabbi selected a spot and had the team construct a circular stone formation. As night fell, the rabbi sat in the center and began chanting, surrounded by instruments ready to detect any anomalies. Suddenly, the thermal camera in the monitoring room showed a dramatic drop in temperature around the house nearby. A few team members rushed there. As soon as they stepped outside, a wave of cold air hit them. It felt like walking into an air-conditioned room. But despite searching thoroughly inside, they found nothing. What kind of force could cause a whole building to cool so rapidly? Reviewing the footage the next day, the team discovered that a low-temperature object had briefly flashed past the house at high speed. It couldn't have been an animal. Could it have been the spirit? The second experiment. The following night, they played a recording of the rabbi's chant across the ranch while monitoring multiple sensors. Again, the temperature dropped rapidly. Ranch manager Tom Winterton spotted a glowing white orb floating into nearby bushes, gradually dimming as it drifted. Simultaneously, lights flickered above Skinwalker Ridge. Just like a previous incident, when strong electromagnetic radiation was detected there. It seemed the chanting worked. Ancient texts like the Buddhist Tripitaka say, chanting sacred words aloud can vibrate through the 10 directions of the universe. Perhaps these ancient beliefs were rooted in real phenomena. But was the entity the rabbi summoned truly a native spirit, or an alien being? That remains unknown. The Native American ritual and the spiral portal. The team also invited local Native Americans to perform a similar ritual, this time using traditional music. The results were even more astonishing. In the eastern zone of the ranch lies a humble mound ringed with scattered stones. On the ground, it looks ordinary, but from above, it forms a spiral pattern. Archaeologist Jonathan Dover, of native descent, explained that spiral motifs are common in ancient rock carvings worldwide. Some scholars believe they symbolize portals to other worlds. The Navajo believed their ancestors came to Earth through such portals. Dover showed them nearby petroglyphs, spirals accompanied by humanoid figures with square faces and antennae. Were these depictions of alien visitors, once mistaken for gods? The team hadn't thought much of the mound, till a high-definition camera captured something strange, an invisible, irregular column extending hundreds of meters into the sky from its summit. Later, a LiDAR scan revealed a 10-meter-wide red mass at the top of the column. Was this spiral mound truly a portal to another realm? And if so, how could they activate it? 192 Hertz? The key to the other side? The team invited a Native American band to perform at the site. As night fell, the rhythmic pulse of drums and haunting ancestral songs filled the air. Instruments stood ready, poised to awaken the unknown. As the tempo intensified, something strange happened. The temperature at the spiral mound began to rise. Then, once the performance ended, it dropped back to normal. Stunned, the team analyzed the data and found a curious pattern. The temperature spike coincided precisely with the moment the music hit 192 Hertz. Even more intriguing, just days earlier, strange aerial phenomena, UFOs, had been recorded when sound was broadcast at this exact frequency. JB the To test the theory, they asked the band to perform again, this time carefully keeping their rhythm near 192 Hertz. And this time, new phenomena appeared. Thermal sensors picked up 2 sudden cold spots. Band members also reported hearing footsteps above them. And one saw a shadow moving across the ground, but it vanished before anyone could react. Strangely, the cold spots lingered. Glowing objects diving into the earth, right beside the spiral mound? Coincidence? Or tangible evidence of interdimensional travel? The idea that a simple drum performance could trigger such intense and unexplained activity was truly mind-blowing. Throughout ancient cultures, music, chanting, and ritual dance were seen as ways to communicate with the divine. Could these vibrations truly resonate with entities from beyond our realm? As Nikola Tesla once said, "If you want to understand the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration." At Skinwalker Ranch, that concept may be more than just theory. The UFO buried beneath the ground. Days later, the team launched small rockets above the spiral mound, hoping to provoke a response. Their cameras caught something incredible. A spherical flying object suddenly appeared mid-air, like magic, and then split into 4 or 5 smaller orbs. Then, another glowing sphere flew in from the distance, dived straight into the mound, and emerged from a nearby hill. What was buried beneath the ground that allowed these objects to move so freely? Could there be an alien base hidden underground? Determined to find out, the team hired a professional drilling crew to explore Skinwalker Ridge. But as the drill advanced into the side of the mountain, it suddenly struck something solid. The experienced driller described it as hitting a semicircular structure over 100 meters long. What had they discovered? Soil samples retrieved from the drill revealed something even stranger: thin metallic flakes. Experts from the University of Utah were stunned. One side of the flakes contained 26% iron, the other 72%, a composition not naturally occurring. They also detected tellurium, a semiconductor, and europium used in superconductors. According to the researchers, these materials match the composition of spacecraft exteriors, specifically those designed to withstand extreme temperatures during atmospheric entry. Why would such materials be buried deep in a mountain? Could Skinwalker Ridge itself be a hidden hangar for alien ships? The team attempted to drill at other locations, including directly beneath the spiral mound. But every time, the result was the same. The drill would reach 8,000 pounds of pressure, and still, it couldn't go any deeper. Then came a familiar moment. The technician reported max pressure had been reached with 0 progress. Once again, they had to stop. But as the drill was pulled out, ranch manager Tom noticed something bizarre. The drill bit was completely undamaged. Despite drilling with immense pressure, it showed no signs of wear. It hadn't hit rock or metal. The only explanation? It had come up against an invisible field, a kind of force barrier, a 600-meter-tall barrier. And this mysterious barrier wasn't limited to underground. It also manifested above a site known as Shark's Tooth. We introduced Shark's Tooth in part C. It's one of the ranch's key experimental zones. Team leader Taylor suspects there may be a wormhole beneath it. Advanced LiDAR scans seem to support his theory. The radar first detected a blackout zone on the surface where all data suddenly dropped. Then, 60 meters below ground, it picked up a donut-shaped anomaly. When combined with a cavity previously discovered directly above Shark's Tooth, these three features together created a classic Lorentzian wormhole model. Over the years, the team has performed numerous experiments in this area, and strange activity has become routine. Bottles floating against the wind, miniature rockets veering off course or vanishing into thin air, lasers getting blocked,
Radio signals mysteriously cutting out. If a wormhole really exists here, then all these phenomena suddenly make sense.
But there's more. Even stranger secrets lie above Shark's Tooth, unseen by the naked eye. For instance, rockets consistently explode or deviate from their path exactly 9 meters above the ground. Lasers shot from the surface also temporarily vanish at that height. To investigate, the team conducted an aerial LiDAR scan and discovered something astonishing. A cloud-like mass hovering above the area. Though invisible and untouchable, this strange cloud appeared to wield immense energy. They then deployed a high-powered laser cannon capable of reaching outer space. But just tens of meters above ground, the laser beam was suddenly cut off, as if intercepted by an invisible umbrella. Curious, they brought in a ground-based infrared LiDAR scanner for a complete survey. What it uncovered was jaw-dropping, a massive cone-shaped structure cloaking the sky above Shark's Tooth. On screen, it resembled a shimmering, ghostly veil, 600 meters high, and 1.6 kilometers in diameter, covering nearly the entire ranch. What is this invisible shield made of? How can it block both lasers and rockets? If it's truly an energy-based barrier, who or what put it there? Was it extraterrestrials? Interdimensional beings? And why? Could it be protecting the wormhole beneath it? The more they explore, the deeper the mystery grows. Skinwalker Ranch continues to reveal secrets that defy science and stretch the limits of belief. The History Channel's docuseries, The Secret of Skinwalker Ranch, has now completed 5 thrilling seasons. With Season 6 currently in development, perhaps, in the upcoming season, the veil will finally be lifted.